Welcome to Baldwin Wallace University at Finnie Stadium on this beautiful Sunday, September 21st, 2025. We have the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets facing off against the Carnegie Mellon University Tartans. And today's starting lineups for the two teams here today, starting with Baldwin Wallace University, we have number 1, Kelly Carver, number 3, Ella James, number 4, Ava Messinger, number 5, Carly Beringer. We have number 9, Mia Fortunis. Number 11, Kaylin Rich. Number 12, Elise Papp. Number 16, Maria D. Number 20, Sophie Kirsten. Number 28, Chloe Kirsten. And number 31, Genevieve Smith. Then for the Tartans, we have number 3, Thea Spellmeyer. Number 5, Olivia Hoffman. Number 7, Molly Coyne. Number 8, Vivian Wang. Number 10, Severia Ulizi. Number 15, Alma Zong. Number 20, Margarita Memoli. Number 23, Audrey Bianco. Number 29, Haley Peak. Number 32, Kate Bergen. And number 35, Caitlin McGuire.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III women's soccer on tap this afternoon. Gorgeous day here in Northeast Ohio as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets play host to the visiting Carnegie Mellon Tartans. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will be in the all-gold uniform look with white accents down the sides of the jerseys, brown numerals trimmed in a white number, or in a white print. And their goalkeeper, Kelly Carver, will be in highlighter blue off to our left to start this game. And the Carnegie Mellon University Tartans will be in black uniforms with white numerals trimmed in red. Carnegie Mellon written on the back of the jerseys, white accents down the sides, and a red maroon stripe down the front of the uniforms. And Carnegie Mellon will go right to left here in this first half of action. Carnegie Mellon comes in having played 8 games. Goalkeeper Abby O'Connor has played 6 of those with 3 starts. And today's keeper is Kate Bergen. She's made 2 starts on the year. 4 games total, 128 plus minutes logged. She has a 0.70 goals against average, 1 goal allowed, 2 saves made, a 667 save percentage, and she has an 0-1-0 record, a tough luck loss with the Tartans this season. For the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, Kelly Carver has appeared in 7 games. 545 minutes and 18 seconds of time between the posts. She's allowed 10 goals, made 37 saves, a 1.65 goals against average, and a 0.787 save percentage. Carver 0-4-2 on the season. Baldwin Wallace will start off with possession, and again, they will go left to right across your screens here in the first half, and Callan Rich drops it back into the defensive zone to get things started for Baldwin Wallace. The Tartans take it away near midfield and pushing it up the near sideline. Alma Zhang. She'll leave a long lead pass for Audrey Bianco, and it goes out past the end line. Last touch by the Tartans. It will be a goal kick coming up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Carver calls for everybody to move up the field. Give her a little bit of space. She'll put the right foot into it. Get it out to the 30-yard line. It's headed up near midfield. And it'll be touched across midfield by the Tartans. Molly Coyne with it. With the left foot, she'll send it across midfield. It's one touch by the Tartans, and hustling after it to keep the possession alive is number 10, Severia Ulisi. She'll drop it back for Bianco. Back to Ulisi, now to Bianco, and an infraction is called against the Tartans, so possession will go over to the Yellow Jackets in the form of a free kick. Baldwin Wallace comes in with an 0-5-2 record. They're 0-2-1 at home, and they're looking for that first victory overall and first home win of the year. Ava Messinger will send the kick down the field. It'll be headed away by the Tartans. The redirect by the Yellow Jackets. It's collected by Sophie Kirsten. She tries a pass left side. It's blocked over to Messinger. She'll clear it out near midfield where Callan Rich will take it. Rich looking down that far sideline, and she leaves it for Chloe Kirsten. And the ball rolled a little bit too far before Kirsten could catch up with it and over the sideline. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Tartans. It's first throw-in either side. It's swung over to Molly Coyne on the near side. She'll left foot a pass up near midfield. It's headed away by Messinger. Now battle ensues with Ulisi and Beringer before Elise Papp controls it for the Yellow Jackets. Gets reversed up the far sideline. It's dropped back to Papp. Papp steps through 2 defenders Gets it across midfield to Rich. She'll one-touch a pass to the sideline. Kirsten there. That's Chloe Kirsten. Pap with it. Crossing pass. Stepped in front of and taken away by Zhang. Now it's drop back to Coyne. Coyne with the left foot. Sends it up near midfield to Bianco. Bianco was looking for Vivian Wong and sent it a little bit too far, so a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace. Ava Messinger will handle it. And she'll get it in to Genevieve Smith, the Greensburg, Indiana native. But Tartans will pursue it down the field, and Beringer will force it to the end line, and then it'll be cleared out on the sideline by Baldwin Wallace. A throw-in forthcoming. Once more for the Tartans. Gets into Bianco with the left foot. She sends a shot over the goal and through the uprights. It would have been good for 3 points if it was a football game between the Tartans and Yellow Jackets, but it clears over the goal, and a goal kick is forthcoming. The Jackets will send it far side, short, and it's deflected out by the Tartans. Long lead pass across the field, headed down by the Tartans. Messinger will sky it across midfield. The Yellow Jackets will miss it, but then Fortunas battles for it and helps the Yellow Jackets regain possession. Now a lead pass down the near sideline for Maria D, and it's a little bit too long, but it's deflected out by the Tartans, says the official. Dropping it back to the keeper is Caitlin McGuire. Hergen will send it right back to McGuire, who then right foots it up the field, and it's headed away by the Yellow Jackets. And a foul is called against Carnegie Mellon. So the ball is teed up just short of the 40-yard line, nearly 50 yards away from goal. Ella James sends it all the way in, and it's scooped up by Bergen. And she will walk it out to the top of the box. Great kick by Ella James. But Bergen was there to make the save. And she will punt it down toward midfield. Messinger directs it away. Pap with it, looking for Rich. And it's redirected by the Tartans. It's sent over to Coyne on the near side. Coyne with the right foot. Has it deflected by Maria D. And it's Sophie Kirsten with the fancy footwork to get and then keep possession. D trying to slip a pass toward one of her teammates, and it's hustled after by Bergen and sent out of bounds on the sideline. So that'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Heads-up play by Bergen to get to it before it crossed the end line for a corner kick. Messinger sends it into the corner, and it's deflected out by the Yellow Jackets. The Tartans throw it in. It's headed away twice by Messinger. Mia Fortunas with a good box out. Sends it back across midfield with the left foot to Carly Beringer. She'll reverse it over to Ella James. Ella James across midfield. Has her pass redirected by the Tartans. And gets reversed over to Molly Coyne. Back to McGuire. Up toward midfield. It gets dropped back for Margarita Mamoli. And Ella James redirects it for the Yellow Jackets before the Tartans regain possession. And play on through a physical tackle by the Yellow Jackets. Sophie Kirsten sends it past to Chloe Kirsten. And looking for Callan Rich. It's redirected out of play by the Tartans. So a throw-in is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Ella James will handle it. James lobs it in. And Callan Rich redirects it back to Papp. And then Papp over to James. And James will head it into the Carnegie Mellon bench for a Tartans throw-in. Sophie Kirsten tried to drive it through the Tartans defense, and then Audrey Bianco had a turnover and a long lead pass, and that one will roll all the way across the end line. It'll result in a goal kick for the Yellow Jackets. 9 minutes gone in this contest, and we are scoreless. The Yellow Jackets send it over to Ella James. Up to Chloe Kirsten, then to Sophie Kirsten before it's redirected back to Papp. Papp slid the pass a little bit too long out of play. Throw in forthcoming for the Tartans. Another lead pass a little bit too long. Coming up for another goal kick is Kelly Carver. She'll drop it back to Carly Beringer over to Ella James, far side. Ella James steps around to Tartan, slips a lead pass for Chloe Kirsten, but it went into the Carnegie Mellon bench. So another throw in for the Tartans on their side of midfield. The Tartans keep it in on that sideline. That far sideline, then it gets dropped back to Bergen. She'll retreat with a back pedal. Trap it with the left foot. Send it near side to Coyne with the right foot. Coyne up the field with a pass to Vivian Wong. And a foul is called against the Yellow Jackets, so the Tartans will get a free kick. Good battle on that near sideline sent out by Baldwin Wallace. So it'll be another throw in for the Tartans. Coyne will send it in. Fortunis giving the Tartans everything they can handle. It's dropped back to McGuire. And then she'll reverse it between the hash marks. Over to Thea Spellmeyer. Long lead pass and good hustle after by Bianco, but she won't get there, and a goal kick is forthcoming once more for the Yellow Jackets. So Carnegie Mellon trying to catch the Yellow Jackets in transition, but unable to control those lead passes so far. And it's resulted in several goal kicks coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Coyne steps up into the fray and then lobs a lead pass into the box. A shot towards the net, over the goal, through the uprights. Another goal kick is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. 2 shots so far for Carnegie Mellon. And they've been good looks, but neither one of them have been on the right side of the crossbar. Carver sends it down the field. It's redirected by Olivia Hoffman. And it's battled back and forth, and the Yellow Jackets will deflect it out near midfield, so a throw-in is coming for the Tartans. The Jackets get the takeaway as Fortunis drops it to Rich. Rich tried a backward pass, and the Tartans had scouted out, and they took it away. It'll get sent over far side. Long in the middle, she'll reverse it back to Coyne. Coyne up from her defender spot with a beautiful left-footed pass attempt that got all the way through, and it's scooped up by Carver. She'll roll it near side to Beringer. Beringer up to Messinger, now to D. D tried to clear it down the field, and it volleyed back at her, and the Tartans will take it away once more. McGuire swings it over to Spellmeyer. Spellmeyer on that far side hash mark. Drops it back to McGuire with the left foot. It's past the initial Yellow Jacket defender, but cleared back to the Tartans by the Yellow Jackets. Before Coyne will lob it down the field, and it'll be out of play. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Ava Messinger will throw it in. Bianco with it on her right foot with a shot, and it hits off the football crossbar, which is out of play, and that will result in another goal kick coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Well, we have this opportunity. Want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by University Hospitals Trasinski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You're enjoying today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against the Carnegie Mellon University Tartans right here on Flow College. The Yellow Jackets move the ball up to midfield. It was headed out of play by the Tartans, and that will give the Yellow Jackets a throw-in. Ella James will handle those responsibilities. It gets guided toward Genevieve Smith, and then it's cleared out by the Tartans. Back to Ella James. She'll backtrack and get it under control before swinging it over to Beringer. Beringer with a cross-the-field pass, nearly blocked by the Tartans, but cleared out near midfield before the Tartans took it away. Alma Zhang sends it out, and it will result in a throw-in for the Yellow Jackets. Gets into Smith. Smith has it taken immediately away by Wong. She gets a lead pass on the left side to Bianco, and it will be out past the end line once more. Another goal kick coming up for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Baldwin Wallace coming in to today's game on the heels of back-to-back 1-0 losses versus Waynesburg and at John Carroll. They've been knocking on the door. They just haven't found a way to score enough goals. They've been shut out 4 times this year. 5 times this year. Just 2 goals on the season. Well, goals have been hard to come by, as Maria D. has one of the tallies and Callan Rich has the other. The Jackets hoping to reverse that trend today as Pap sends it far side to Chloe Kirsten. It's blocked and taken away by the Tartans. Bianco with it. She'll send it down the field and toward no one in particular, as there was no Tartan shooting down the sideline trying to get a hold of that ball. And it's going to result in a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Another throw-in forthcoming after a redirect by the Tartans. After today, the Yellow Jackets will next be at action next Sunday when they play host to the Adrian Bulldogs, and that'll be a senior day game for Baldwin Wallace. That'll be a 4:30 start for BW. And then they're on the road at number 5, Case Western Reserve University. Today's a matchup with the number 19 team in the country in the Carnegie Mellon Tartans. So 2 matches against teams out of the University Athletic Association over the next 3 outings for the Yellow Jackets, and both of those are ranked foes. A tough point in the Yellow Jackets schedule. Gets dropped back once more for Coyne. Coyne with a lead pass into the box. It's redirected to the side, where it'll be tracked down by Alma Zhang. And along the end line, she'll keep it in play. It's redirected towards the goal, and a diving save made by Kelly Carver. Carver will walk it to the top of the box and punt it toward midfield. It's headed back by the Tartans. And they immediately try to go on the pursuit once more. A lead pass redirected to Carly Beringer. She'll right-foot it out of play, and that will result in a throw-in. We have a substitution coming on for Carnegie Mellon. Number 27, Natalie Race, a 5'6" junior forward out of Rochester Hills, Michigan, and Rochester High School. On to the pitch for the Tartans. Zhang with the crossing pass. It goes through the box, but it's tracked down once more by the Tartans. It'll be dropped back for Olivia Huffman. Lead pass into the box. Carver comes out and scoops it up for the Yellow Jackets. She'll get a high five from one of her teammates. That was Ella James, and then she'll walk to the top of the box before she punts it away. Genevieve Smith with possession, but the Tartans with the quick takeaway, and they'll drop it back to Bergen. Latest Tartans pursuit, the Yellow Jackets got it back across midfield, and they'll now send it out of play, and it'll result in a throw-in for the Tartans, but not before the Yellow Jackets get 3 substitutions on, and the Tartans will send out 2 more. Smith, Rich, and D will check out for the Yellow Jackets. So Bailey Olin, the 5'2" senior defender from Medina. Sophia Walters, the 5'6" sophomore defender from Newark. And Sydney Mudge, the 5'8" senior midfielder from Birch Run, Michigan, onto the pitch for the Yellow Jackets. And Kira Chang is on for the Tartans as Alma Zhang sends it in the middle of the field. Shot is blocked, but they directed toward Carver, and she scoops it up and walks it out. The Tartans with a lead pass that's headed out toward midfield by Ella James. The Tartans will regain possession and lob a shot down the field that will roll across the end line. So a goal kick is coming up once more for the Yellow Jackets. 2 more substitutions for Baldwin Wallace, 1 for the Tartans. So Lexi Thompson, the 5'10 senior defender from Mainville and Little Miami High School, and Grace Helmke, the 5'4 junior midfielder from Manchester, Michigan, on the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. And Skylar Hendricks, wearing number 21, is a 5'8 sophomore midfielder from Gulf Breeze, Florida, in Gulf Breeze High School. She's on the pitch for Carnegie Mellon. Foul on the Yellow Jackets will lead to a free kick coming up for the Tartans. The free kick is headed past the net, and it will be skied out of play by the Yellow Jackets. So a throw-in is forthcoming for the Tartans. Ariana Pert, a 5'7 midfielder in her first year with the Tartans, is onto the pitch now. She's a native of Edison, New Jersey, and Rutgers Preparatory. Coyne sends it in. It's redirected over to Hendricks. Back to Coyne. Coyne with a change of direction and slips a lead pass up the field. And it's kept in by Vivian Wong. And it's, again, kept in the offensive side of the field for the Tartans by Wong. But then it's redirected out by the Tartans. So a goal kick is forthcoming. Number 17, Helena Locatelli, a 5'5 senior defender, I should say, from Sierra Madre, California, and Flint Ridge Sacred Heart Academy, onto the pitch for the Tartans. Chang with it. She sends it right side. And it's dropped off for Pert. Lexi Thompson with a good battle there. Takes it away. She'll get it back on a one-touch, but then the Tartans will take it away, and it will be directed out of bounds by the Yellow Jackets, so a throw-in is forthcoming for the Tartans. The Tartans drop it all the way back to their keeper. Bergen will one-touch it up the field to Locatelli. With a right foot, she'll send it down the field. Beautiful lead pass. It'll be Hendricks who tracks it down. Keeps it in along the end line. And as it bounce off of Beringer, Beringer checks it up and then sends it out of play for a throw-in for the Tartans. Yellow Jackets force the issue and get a takeaway. It's redirected over the bench by BW, so a throw-in is forthcoming for the Tartans. The Tartans come away with a crossing pass, and it gets through the box, and then Hendricks on a drive tries to redirect it and draws a foul. And a yellow card will be issued to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And it will be issued to Sophia Walters. Because that foul was in the box, a PK has been awarded. It'll be a penalty kick coming up. And it'll be Olivia Hoffman who will be selected to take it Hoffman with 1 goal on the season. She tees it up. Takes a few steps back. Now steps off to her left twice. She's given the signal to go. She'll charge and put the right foot into it. Goes lower right corner, and it's a goal for the Tartans. They cash in on the penalty kick and take a 1-0 lead over the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets with 17:39 left to go here in the first half. Delaney Mackey and Addison Francis check in for Baldwin Wallace after the PK. The Yellow Jackets will have possession after the goal. They'll drop it back into the defensive zone. Pap sends it down the field. Locatelli, sporting a huge cast on her left forearm, sends it down the field. She'll get it back and then send it across the field. It's cleared down the field by the Tartans. Beringer trying to box out one of the Tartans, and she will. It'll result in another goal kick coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Kara Royston, wearing the number 14, is a 5'4" freshman midfielder from Topanga, California, in Calabasas High School, checking in for the Tartans. And now we'll have another substitution, one aside.
Carnegie Mellon sends into the game number 24, Emma Kim. And now on the field for the Yellow Jackets, number 6, Sage Perry.
So Sage Perry checks in for Baldwin Wallace. She's a 5'4" sophomore defender from Elmore, Ohio, and Woodmore High School. And coming in for the Tartans is Emma Kim. She's a 5'5" sophomore midfielder from Issaquah, Washington, and Eastside Catholic. Baldwin Wallace controls it in the middle of the field. Beringer tries to clear it down the field. It's touched up by the Tartans and battled for and won by Mia Fortunis. Long lead pass. And tracking it down for the Jackets is Delaney Mackey. Now it gets sent toward the end line, and that'll be a goal kick coming up for the Tartans. Pass will lead Hendricks a little bit too far. It's out of play. It'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And shot toward the net is over the head of Bergen, and it's a goal for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. That's the equalizer for Baldwin Wallace. 14:51 left in the half, and Baldwin Wallace draws even with Carnegie Mellon. So the late substitution, Sage Perry, comes up with her first goal of the season, and that'll even things at 1. Yellow Jackets had a throw-in, and it was deflected out by the Yellow Jackets, so the Tartans will get a throw-in now. Number 4, Maggie Doherty, 5'10", senior defender from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Central Dauphin High School in for the Tartans now. And while we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Carnegie Mellon University is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and celebrating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. And Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. A drive into the box is cleared out by the Yellow Jackets. Now Hendricks giving a good battle along that sideline with Mackey. And it's a throw-in coming up for the Tartans. And it's redirected quickly across the end line. So a goal kick is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Fortunis with it on the right foot. She sends it back to Lexi Thompson. Thompson runs it out of bounds near midfield, so a throw-in is coming up for the Tartans. And now it'll be a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets, just outside their own bench. And will be over-pursued by the Yellow Jackets, but regained by Helmke. Lead pass across midfield, cleared back by Locatelli off of the head of Delaney Mackey. So it's out of play, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for Carnegie Mellon. It gets all the way down the field quickly, and then Beringer will let it roll across the end line before another goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Into the game for the Yellow Jackets now, number 14, Emily Lewis, a 5'3" sophomore defender from Pahrump, Nevada. And then also into the game, a 5'6" sophomore forward from Weirton, West Virginia, number 26, Olivia Baker. Off the initial deflection by the Tartans, it's out of play off of the Yellow Jackets. So the throw-in goes to Carnegie Mellon near midfield. The Tartans will kick it back across midfield where Locatelli will touch it up. With the right foot, she gets a lead pass right to Hendricks, but Hendricks had it deflect off of her. And the Yellow Jackets giving good pursuit now. They'll clear it out near midfield where it's Molly Coyne who touches it up and sends it over to Emma Kim. Back to Coyne. Back to Locatelli. She'll send it over to Spellmeyer. Spellmeyer walks it up, then hits it to Doherty. Her lead pass is deflected, but kept alive by the Tartans to the top of the box. Now it'll get cleared out. Mia Fortunis giving good hustle. She'll be the first to the ball. She'll drop it back and get it back on a one-touch pass. And it's run across midfield by the Yellow Jackets, but the lead pass taken away by the Tartans. Coyne with it, with the left foot. Easy lead pass right to Kim, but Fortunis is there to battle it away. And her lead pass goes to Locatelli. It's directed to Coyne. And Coyne keeps it in, looking for Kim. It gets to Skylar Hendricks. Hendricks with the right foot has it redirected out of play. And a substitution is on to the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. Delaney Mackey will check out. Coming in for Baldwin Wallace is Katie King. She's a 5'2" sophomore defender from nearby Brunswick, Ohio. throw-in gets to King. It's redirected, and it'll be taken away by Hendricks, but then headed down by Addison Francis of the Yellow Jackets. The Tartans will track it down on their side of midfield. Emma Kim swings it over to Coyne. Coyne with a long lead pass with the right foot. That'll bounce twice before it gets to Carver. She'll scoop it up and roll it over on that far side. And it's knocked out of play by the Tartans, so a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. And once again, it's redirected out of play. But this time it'll be a throw-in coming up for Carnegie Mellon. On the pursuit up the field, Elise Papp stepped up and redirected it. Fortunis there for the takeaway. Mudge has her shot blocked. And the Tartans will redirect it towards their keeper, who sends it out of bounds into the Tartan bench for a throw-in. Good battle along that sideline for the ball. It's headed out by the Carnegie Mellon. Another Baldwin Wallace throw-in forthcoming. And Fortunis steps in, puts a left foot into it, and it's caught on the short hop by Bergen, and she'll register the save before rolling it out to Locatelli. Coyne sends it up near midfield. It's taken away by the Yellow Jackets. That was Helmke directing it to Fortunis. On the lead pass to Katie King, and King heads it out of play. So that will result in a throw-in for Carnegie Mellon. Long pass down the field, goes out. Rather, it's directed toward the Yellow Jackets, but on the clear, Kelly Carver kicks it out of play as it was tight to that end line, and it curved out, resulting in a corner for Carnegie Mellon. The first corner of the game for either team. It's a short corner play. Now a left-footed pass into the box. Overshoots the intended target. But a shot on goal nonetheless. And it's Carver with a dive to her left for the save. Carver will run it out, and she will punt it across midfield. Now the Yellow Jackets will send it out of play into their own bench. It's a throw-in forthcoming for Carnegie Mellon. The Yellow Jackets will take it away on that far sideline, but Mudge will have it go out of play on her. So a throw-in is coming up. Gets into Locatelli. She'll swing it over to Coyne. Coyne to Kim, back to Hendricks. Now Coyne will get it back. The Yellow Jackets with good pursuit, forcing Carnegie Mellon backward before it gets up the field to Royston. Back to Coyne. Feigns the long pass down the field. She'll dribble it up. Send it to Pert in between the hash marks. Back to Spellmeyer now. Spellmeyer had a lead pass intended for Royston, and a foul will be called as Royston was shoulder checked to the turf. So a free kick is forthcoming. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Carnegie Mellon is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Carnegie Mellon on Flow College. Locatelli tees up the free kick at the 24-yard line. It's a three-player wall for the Yellow Jackets, 10 yards off the ball. It's into the box, and it's past the end line for a goal kick. Coming onto the pitch for the Yellow Jackets, a 5'5" junior midfielder out of Davisburg, Michigan, and Clarkston High School, number 36, Macy Moskovic. Thompson receives a free kick, then sends it up that far side. And it's going to be out of play off of the Yellow Jackets. So a throw in front of the Yellow Jacket bench for the Tartans. And we have a substitution as the throw in was happening. So we'll redo the throw in as Pert will take a seat and onto the pitch. Number 36, Maria Drazanovic. A 5'6" sophomore midfielder from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and Little Flower Academy. The Yellow Jackets get the clear out to midfield. Now it's Moskovic with it. She gets past the last defender. She has a teammate in tow. Carnegie Mellon recovers defensively very quickly and gets a takeaway. As things were setting up quite nicely there for the Yellow Jackets before. It was the Tartans could recover, I should say. Emma Kim with a lead pass with the right foot, and it's going to be just out of the reach of Skylar Hendricks, so a throw in for the Yellow Jackets. As BW will send on another substitution. Number 7, Mallory Bible, a 5'7" junior midfielder out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, and Central Valley High School is on. Emma Kim steps in front of the throw-in, takes it away. Now it's headed back by a couple of the Yellow Jackets before it lands on the foot of Natalie Race. Back to Kim, now to Hendricks. Gets deflected back, and it will be sent up the field all the way through to the Tartan keeper by Moskovic. Will be touched up by the Tartans. And Doherty will send it across midfield. And an offside call is signaled against the Tartans. So a free kick is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Less than a minute left to go here in the first half of play. And we are even at 1 as the Tartans got on the board first at the 17:39 mark of the first half when Olivia Hoffman cashed in a penalty kick. And then less than 3 minutes later, Sage Perry, who was on as a substitution in the first half, registered a goal as it bounced over the reach of Bergen in net for the Tartans, and it was a Yellow Jacket goal. Collision near midfield. Yellow Jackets keep possession and trying to drive through a couple of players before a foul is called. Was Olivia Baker, and the Yellow Jackets are going to get a free kick as a yellow card came out for a forearm shiver, says the official. So with 17 seconds left, the Yellow Jackets have a golden opportunity here. To take a late lead, and Moskovic will tee it up. It's at the 13-yard line on the football field, which is about 21 yards away from goal. Moskovic takes the free kick and sails it over the goal. And there'll be a goal kick coming up for Carnegie Mellon. It's a quick set over to Locatelli, and she will send a pass over left side, or right side, I should say, to expire the first half clock. And we will head into the halftime break even at 1. Again, Hoffman got the scoring started with 17:39 left in the half, and Perry tied it up for the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace with 14:51 left in the first half. Once again, our halftime score, Carnegie Mellon 1, Baldwin Wallace 1. We'll step aside for a break. When we come back, we'll have some first half statistics for you, and then we'll get you set for the second half between the number 19 team in the country, the Carnegie Mellon University Tartans, and the host, Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets. You're enjoying today's game between Baldwin Wallace and Carnegie Mellon on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III women's soccer on tap this afternoon as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets play host to the number 19 team in the country, the Carnegie Mellon University Tartans. After one half of play, we're even at 1. Carnegie Mellon got on the board on a penalty kick from Olivia Hoffman, but the Yellow Jackets, less than 3 minutes later, tied it up when Sage Perry scored unassisted her first goal of the year. Taking a look at the individual statistics, 10 shots overall for the Tartans. 5 have gotten on goal, and 1 has gotten into the back of the net. They've committed just 2 fouls on the day, leading the way in shots with 2 apiece. Saveria Ulizi and Audrey Bianco have 2 each. And Nicole Lazarakis, Helena Locatelli, Haley Peak, Molly Coyne, Olivia Hoffman, and Thea Spellmeyer each have 1 shot on goal. Spellmeyer, Hoffman, Coyne, Ulizi, and Lazarakis each with 1, and then the goal belongs to Hoffman, who has 1 of 2 fouls for the Carnegie Mellon. Audrey Bianco committed the other. For the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, 4 shots total. Ella James, Mia Fortunis, Sage Perry, and Olivia Baker each with 1. Perry and Fortunis, along with James, each with a shot on goal. And then Perry with the lone tally for the Yellow Jackets. Fortunis, Chloe Kirsten, and Addie Francis, each committing a foul in that first half. Kelly Carver with 4 saves for the Yellow Jackets and 1 goal allowed over 45 minutes. Kate Bergen with 2 saves and 1 goal allowed also in 45 minutes of action. Carnegie Mellon outshot the Yellow Jackets 10-4 in the first half and saves the Yellow Jackets 4 to Carnegie Mellon's 2. Corner kicks, Carnegie Mellon had the lone one of the half, and then fouls, the Yellow Jackets committing 3, Carnegie Mellon with 2. 1 yellow card issued late in the first half of play, and it went to Carnegie Mellon's Molly Coyne. We're going to step aside for a brief break. When we come back, we'll have second half action for you between Carnegie Mellon and Baldwin Wallace right here on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Tressel Field at the George Finnie Stadium on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Matt Florjancic on the call of today's game between Baldwin Wallace University and Carnegie Mellon University. The teams have switched sides, so Carnegie Mellon will go left to right across your screens in the second half. Baldwin Wallace will go right to left. Carnegie Mellon will start the second half with possession. We're even at 1 apiece going into the second half. Emma Kim sets over the ball, and she will start this second half when given the signal. She drops it back to Locatelli, who lofts it down the field. It's headed away by the Yellow Jackets, redirected by the Tartans. A lead pass for Baldwin Wallace gets to Callan Rich. And Genevieve Smith trying to guide it down the field. It was redirected by the Tartans. Carnegie Mellon tries to redirect it once more, and Rich deflects it over to Fortunis for the Yellow Jackets. Sophie Kirsten back to Mia Fortunis. She'll drop it back to Carly Beringer on the far side. Correction, that's Ava Messinger, who will then send it into Kelly Carver. It gets touched up to Carly Beringer. Carnegie Mellon gets it quickly into the box. He'll send it far side. Bianco checks up on the brakes, lobs it out to the top of the box. It's redirected, blocked by Fortunis. Guided out by Ella James, will be tracked down by Kirsten, and she'll send it out of play. Throw in forthcoming for Carnegie Mellon. And that one will be directed out on Carnegie Mellon, so Baldwin Wallace will get a throw in. Locatelli takes away the lead pass just beyond midfield, and Ella James will direct it out of play. Throw in forthcoming for Carnegie Mellon. Gets directed across the end line by out of the sideline by the Yellow Jackets, so a throw-in is coming, and it'll be kept alive along the end line for a moment, but then the official will say that Carnegie Mellon last touch before it goes over the end line, so a goal kick is awarded to the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace. Kelly Carver's kick headed backward by Skylar Hendricks, controlled by the Tartans. Drop back to Locatelli. Locatelli sends it near side to Caitlin McGuire. McGuire with a lead pass to Bianco. She has a crossing pass that gets walked across the end line by the Yellow Jackets, so a goal kick is forthcoming. Carver's kick, controlled by Carnegie Mellon. Coin with it. She slips it in between the hash marks to Bianco. Locatelli sends it near side to McGuire. McGuire with the right foot leads it down the field. Beringer goes up for the header, and she is hit with a forearm in the back. So a free kick is coming up, and Ella James will tee it up for Baldwin Wallace. It gets past the Yellow Jackets across midfield. The Tartans will run it down. Gets up the field to Kiera Chang. It's blocked by Ella James. Chang will keep possession. Get it across midfield before Elise Papp will take it away for Baldwin Wallace. Lead pass for Genevieve Smith. Redirected. Chang has it taken away by Sophie Kirsten. Kirsten drops it back to Beringer. Beringer sends it far side right. Gets it back from Messinger. Now it's taken away by Bianco in the box. Left-footed shot, right corner, and it's a goal for the Tartans. Carnegie Mellon goes in front by a 2-1 count over Baldwin Wallace with 39:54 left to play in the second half. Bianco now has a team best 7 tallies on the season for Carnegie Mellon, and we have an injured Tartan down on the field after a collision. We have a stoppage in play. And that was Bianco who was injured. Throw in forthcoming for Carnegie Mellon. Severia Ulizzi in for Carnegie Mellon. Another rush down the field by Carnegie Mellon. And this one will be scooped up by Kelly Carver. She'll scoop it out to Ella James, left side. Up the field it goes to Chloe Kirsten. And it's out of play off of Carnegie Mellon. Throw in for Baldwin Wallace. Callan Rich with a good battle against Kim. And Rich's pass down the field, stolen away by Carnegie Mellon. It's dropped back to Molly Coyne. And now a foul against Baldwin Wallace will set up a free kick for Carnegie Mellon. Locatelli will take it from the 39-yard line. Her lead pass acts as more of a shot as Carver catches it on the fly and walks it out to the top of the box. It'll be punted near midfield. Good pursuit by the Yellow Jackets. Rich will take it off of a deflection from a Carnegie Mellon player and is kicked out by the Tartans. Ella James will throw it in. She's one of the Yellow Jackets wearing the captain's armband. Carly Beringer, also one of the defenders for the Yellow Jackets wearing the band today. Genevieve Smith with the ball for Baldwin Wallace. She kicks it past a couple defenders, gives good pursuit. Locatelli sends it down the field. Mia Fortunis there for the takeaway. Fancy footwork by Fortunis, and she'll send it out of play off of one of Carnegie Mellon's players. That's Skylar Hendricks. So a throw-in coming up for the Yellow Jackets, and Ella James will do the honors. It's headed up by Genevieve Smith and Mia Fortunis. Had it for a quick second before Carnegie Mellon forced and earned the takeaway. Molly Coyne will touch it up with the left foot. She'll send it up the field to Emma Kim. Kim back to Coyne. We'll get back to Kim. She steps it back, drops it back to Locatelli now. Locatelli sends it near side. That's McGuire. McGuire up to Chang. Lead pass to Ulizzi. And she guides her teammate a little bit too far. The Yellow Jackets will get a takeaway off of it. It'll be Sophie Kirsten on that far side. With it, she drops it back to Elise Papp, now to Ella James. Ella James up to Chloe Kirsten, to Sophie Kirsten, who heads it down with a left foot. Waist high, she tried to send a pass up to Callan Rich. It was deflected away by the Tartans, who take it as Hendricks with it on her right foot, has it blocked by Ella James. James steps up, redirects it. Kim will track it down for Carnegie Mellon. Now it gets sent far side, now between the hash marks, and the Yellow Jackets will stuff a potential shot attempt. Now a pass from Carnegie Mellon is sent out by the Yellow Jackets and will be sent back in. and got it over to Hendricks, who with a back kick somehow got it all and kept it from careening out of bounds. So the Tartans will continue this offensive possession before it's cleared out near midfield to Locatelli. Locatelli sends it quickly back across midfield to McGuire. McGuire's crossing pass stepped up and deflected by Ava Messinger. It's back to Ella James. James sends it up to Callan Rich. Rich to Genevieve Smith. Smith works it around one defender, and then Locatelli will direct it out of bounds, so it'll be a throw in for the Yellow Jackets. Chloe Kirsten throws it in. It's headed away by the Tartans. Up near midfield. That's Ulysses with it. Lead pass. Slips it over to Kiera Chang to the right of the goal. Chang slips it middle of the field, and it's going to be sent over the crossbar and out of play. Goal kick forthcoming for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Substitutions, 2 for the Tartans, 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Natalie Race and Thea Spellmeyer will check in once more for Carnegie Mellon. Helmke, one of 3 Yellow Jackets, back on the pitch. On for the first time today, number 8, Emma Luther, a 4'11" sophomore midfielder from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Avon Worth High School. We have a stoppage in play. The officials will have a quick conversation on the near sideline. And it will be a throw-in forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Luther playing against one of her hometown teams, the Pittsburgh native, playing against Carnegie Mellon, which is centered in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. As Lexi Thompson will come in to replace Ella James, and Thompson will throw it in. Sydney Mudge back into the game for Baldwin Wallace as well. Sophie Kirsten, I should say, with a handle on it, slips it to her younger sister, Chloe. Chloe steps around the defender, tried to get a pass to Mudge. It was taken away by Carnegie Mellon, and now a foul on Mudge leads to a free kick for Carnegie Mellon. McGuire with the free kick. She rockets it toward the goal. It's headed away by Thompson and works its way up to Mudge on a deflection from Chloe Kirsten. Up the field to Smith. It's back to Sophie Kirsten. It's taken away by Carnegie Mellon. Now Luther goes for it and draws the foul against Carnegie Mellon. So a free kick for the Yellow Jackets is forthcoming. Lexi Thompson will spot it at the 43-yard line on the football field. So about 7 yards shy of midfield. Thompson with the right foot. Sends it down the field. It's headed away by the Tartans. Cleared out to Ulysses near midfield. Now one-touch pass up the field. Goes to Natalie Race, but Lexi Thompson's there for the takeaway. Yellow Jackets get it back, and then it's knocked out of play near midfield. So throw in forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. It'll be Kicked away by the Tartans. Headed back by the Yellow Jackets. And McGuire will touch it up and slip it back to the keeper. Kate Bergen then sends it down the field. And a throw-in's coming up for BW. But not before we get a couple of substitutions. One aside. As Ulisi will check out for Carnegie Mellon. And Haley Peak will check in for Carnegie Mellon, and Delaney Mackey will return for Baldwin Wallace. Thompson on the throw-in. Gets it in to Sophie Kirsten. Back to Emma Luther. It's taken away by Skylar Hendricks. And a foul is committed, and Hendricks is going to get a yellow card. She was not happy about a turnover, and she responded very physically, and the official said that was a step over the line. And rather check that the yellow card was against Baldwin Wallace for physical play, overly physical play. So it'll be a free kick coming up for Carnegie Mellon. Well, apologies to Hendricks. It looked like the official was addressing her. Instead, the foul was against Baldwin Wallace. One of Carnegie Mellon's players was sent off the field. And Margarita Mamoli has come back on for Carnegie Mellon. Emma Luther on the clearing attempt. Can't get it away off the free kick. It'll be guided out, but right back in by Carnegie Mellon. The lead pass, a little bit too long though, and it's out of play along the end line, so a goal kick is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Yellow Jackets pushed the ball down the field, but Carnegie Mellon cleared it out near midfield. Luther giving chase. It's redirected by Olivia Hoffman. The yellow card that was awarded just a few moments ago was credited to Grace Helmke. Issued, I should say, awarded, not necessarily the correct phrasing. As the ball is sent into the box by the Tartans, it's cleared out by the Yellow Jackets. McGuire will touch it up, but a stoppage in play. Oh, now McGuire will be given the signal for a throw-in, and she gets it in to Natalie Race. It'll be a throw-in now for the Yellow Jackets as it was directed out of play by the Tartans. It's headed back by Carnegie Mellon toward the Yellow Jacket goal. It gets left back for Race from Haley Peak. But a goal kick is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Well, we have this opportunity. I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by University Hospitals Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Dane Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. You're enjoying today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Carnegie Mellon right here on Flow College. A Foul was whistled against the Jackets moments ago, so a free kick is forthcoming for Carnegie Mellon. Locatelli has it spotted. About 40 yards out from goal. With the right foot, she lobs it into the box. And a missed header attempt by one Tartan. And a second Tartan will put it over the goal. And out of play, so a goal kick is coming up for Baldwin Wallace. So Walters and Olin return for the Yellow Jackets and onto the pitch for the first time today for the Tartans. Number 6, Caroline Clowder, a 5'7" midfielder from Arlington, Virginia, and Georgetown Visitation Preparatory. Carver with the right-footed goal kick as it headed out of bounds by the Tartans. A throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets in front of the Carnegie Mellon bench. The lead pass from the Tartans headed back by the Yellow Jackets, but it's controlled by Peak. Peak has it redirected, now up the near sideline of Yellow Jackets. We'll have it at Sophia Walters. McGuire cuts off her path and then sends the ball out of play. A throw-in is forthcoming for Baldwin Wallace. Walters lobs it into the box. And Olin will overrun it, so it'll be cleared out by the Tartans. Luther making race work for the ball, and then the pass up the field is wide of the mark, so the Yellow Jackets will take the turnover. Luther in the middle of the field, swings it far side right, and the Tartans will send it back the way of the Yellow Jackets. Beringer steps up in the passing lane, gets the takeaway. Luther lobs it down to, or across midfield, I should say, before Carnegie Mellon settles on the ball. A good battle ensues before Carnegie Mellon comes out of the pack with the ball. It's directed far outside to Hendricks. Hendricks dribbles it into the box with the left-footed shot. It's saved, but stoppage in play was called, and it looks like a foul was committed down the field. We will have a free kick coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Sydney Mudge had it redirect off of her. And then Locatelli cleared it out near midfield. Lexi Thompson heads back for a throw-in, but we have substitutions, one aside for Coyne returns for Carnegie Mellon. And Addison Francis comes on once more for Baldwin Wallace. Thompson gets it in to Sophie Kirsten. Back to Emma Luther. Luther drops it back to Carly Beringer. Sends it over to Ava Messinger. Correction, that's Helmke. And good physical play back and forth, but a foul is committed against the Yellow, or by the Yellow Jackets, so the Tartans will get a free kick. Pretty good crosswind out of the southwest corner of the stadium today. Looking at the direction of the flags atop the uprights and also the American flag in the background. You can see it's blowing across from the near side corner to that far side corner and across Tressel Field. So Carnegie Mellon going into the wind so to speak, here in the second half. Jackets get control of it near midfield. Sophie Kersen with the pass. And it's going to be taken away quickly by Carnegie Mellon. Now sent across midfield where Lexi Thompson will track it down. She'll send it into the middle to Emma Luther. Luther with the right foot, kicks it off of one of the Tartans, gets it right back. Slips a pass over to Addison Francis. And then Francis goes far sideline, but sends it out. And it'll be a throw-in for the Tartans. Pert is back onto the pitch for Carnegie Mellon. And so is Royston. Carnegie Mellon will head it out of play. So the Yellow Jackets will get a throw in. We have 3 Yellow Jackets reporting to the table to check in. As the ball is once again sent out of play by Carnegie Mellon. And it'll be a foul that's called against Carnegie Mellon. So a free kick is coming up for Baldwin Wallace. The Tartans get the first touch off the free kick. Now Emma Luther gives chase. And it will be a tackle that sends it out of play off of the Yellow Jackets. So a throw in for the Tartans. Locatelli with it. Slips it near side to McGuire. McGuire sends it down the field where Royston has it. Now the Yellow Jackets swarm her, no pun intended, and force the turnover before the clear is controlled at midfield. That's McGuire with it once more. McGuire with the right foot, gets it near the box. It's kicked out by Beringer. Sent sky high by the Yellow Jackets. Pert will hustle underneath it. And Carnegie Mellon will then redirect it out of play along the sideline. So a throw in for the Yellow Jackets. As Baldwin Wallace sent 4 substitutions onto the pitch. Pap, Baker, Fortunis, and James onto the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. James will handle the throw-in. It is deep in Yellow Jacket defensive territory. James lobs it in. It's headed away by the Tartans. Knocked out of play along the sideline by Carnegie Mellon. So a throw in again for James. She fires it in. It's headed across midfield. And Baker had it for a moment but couldn't corral it. And it's taken away by Carnegie Mellon. Peek with it. He crosses over, gets past Pap, gets it to her left foot, and shot toward the goal is out of bounds, and it's going to be off of the Tartans. So a goal kick is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. And Chuck Rotuno, an OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. You're enjoying today's women's soccer game between Baldwin Wallace and Carnegie Mellon right here on Flow College. After the goal kick, a foul was called against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, so a free kick is coming up for Carnegie Mellon. Locatelli will spot it at the 40-yard line. So about 48 yards away from goal. And she'll kick it short side left. And then the crossing pass is plucked out of the air by Kelly Carver. She'll run it to the top of the box. And slow things down, rolling it backwards actually to Carly Beringer. Beringer sends it over to Ella James on the right side. James started the match at left defensive back and has switched over to the right side. Lexi Thompson holding down the fort at left back. James will get a throw in on that far sideline. As we have a couple of Yellow Jacket substitutions. Sophie Kirsten is back for Baldwin Wallace. So is Callan Rich. And the goal scorer for the day, Sage Perry, also back onto the pitch for Baldwin Wallace. Lexi Thompson with it, near side. Pass up the field is redirected and controlled by McGuire. She'll drop it back to Locatelli and then get it back. Now it's deflected out of play by the Yellow Jackets, so a throw-in is coming up for Carnegie Mellon. Carnegie Mellon with another pursuit up the field that stops short as it short circuits with a lead pass across the sideline. So Ella James will throw it in once more for the Yellow Jackets. Under 15 minutes to play here in this one. It's Carnegie Mellon 2, Baldwin Wallace 1, thanks to Bianco's goal with 39:54 left in the second half. Carnegie Mellon in front by 1. Pert with it in the box. It's redirected over to Race. Race sends it over right side to Memola, and it's off the post. The Yellow Jackets living dangerously. That hit the post and caromed right to Carver. Carver punts it across midfield. And the Yellow Jackets trying to get possession of the ball, but a foul is called. So a free kick is forthcoming for Carnegie Mellon. Locatelli sends it in between the hash marks to Clauder. Clauder with a one-touch pass over to Peak. Peak into the middle of the field to Royston. Royston has it taken away, but not before a foul is called on Baldwin Wallace. So a free kick is forthcoming just to the top of the box. The official marking off the spots. And it'll be a four-person wall for the Yellow Jackets. And it will be Locatelli taking a free kick from about 20 yards out of the goal, 26 yards out. And she lofts it, and it is over the crossbar, both the soccer crossbar and the football crossbar. And it's through the uprights. No points awarded for that, but it's a goal kick coming up for Baldwin Wallace now. Carver's kicked on the field, headed backward. And Royston now with a shot, and she puts it out of play along the end line. And that will result in another goal kick coming up for Kelly Carver. Callan Rich with a good battle in midfield. Takes away the possession. Baker with it for the Yellow Jackets. It's redirected by Carnegie Mellon. And Baker commits a foul as she ran through one of the Carnegie Mellon defenders. So a free kick is forthcoming. I believe Spellmeyer was on the wrong end of that collision. And we're back underway with the pass up the field to Mamoli. Spellmeyer, long lead pass taken away by Ella James. James has it directs it up the field to Fortunis and takes a decent hit for her troubles. So a free kick is coming up for the Yellow Jackets. And we'll have a stoppage in play as Ella James ties her left shoe before attempting the free kick. Again, after today, Baldwin Wallace will have another match coming up against a top 25 team when they battle the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. In between that, they will have they will be off until next Sunday. And it'll be another home match for Baldwin Wallace. As this, before they get to that game against the Spartans, they will host the Adrian Bulldogs on Senior Day next Sunday at 4:30 p.m. 2 substitutions for the Yellow Jackets. Genevieve Smith comes back on for Baldwin Wallace. And Maria D returns, as does Maria Drazanovich for Carnegie Mellon. After today's road match, Carnegie Mellon will be home for a nice 4-game stretch starting next Saturday against Salisbury. And then they'll host Penn State, Barron, Emory, and Chicago as they get into University Athletic Association play with those matchups against Emory and Chicago at home. And they'll be on the road for 3 conference matchups at Washington University of St. Louis, at New York University, and at Brandeis, before ending the season at home against Rochester and Case Western Reserve University. The Yellow Jackets with good pursuit, but they're going to be unable to catch up to the ball as it goes across the end line, and that'll result in a goal kick coming up for Carnegie Mellon. It's dropped back from Bergen to Locatelli, and then sent across the field to McGuire. McGuire up the field with the pass to Mamoli. We'll be back to McGuire, and she'll send it across midfield to Royston, who heads it backwards. Ella James sends it up the field to Elise Papp. Papp with the left foot leads it for Chloe Kirsten, and it's off of one of the Tartans. Throw in forthcoming to Baldwin Wallace. Kirsten with a long lead on the throw in, and it's sent out of play by Locatelli off of one of the Yellow Jackets. So another goal kick is coming up for Carnegie Mellon as we have another substitution for the Tartans. Number 15, Alma Zhang, is back onto the pitch, and she will replace Caitlin McGuire. Lead pass for Carnegie Mellon is out of play. Ella James will get a throw in near midfield. It's headed away by the Tartans, right to James. James with the right foot will send it down the field, and it's going to be a corner as it's deflected out along the end line by the Tartans. It'll be the first corner of the match for Baldwin Wallace. Ella James will spot it up in that far corner, upper left screen. Now James appears to back away from the ball as one of her Jacket teammates is in the corner with her. Nope, she'll run over the ball. James will take it with the right foot, send it into the box. It's headed out by Locatelli. It's redirected by Sophie Kirsten. Tried to clear out by one of the Tartans. It hits Royston up high in the neck area. She grabs at her neck, but stays in the pursuit of the ball. And the Yellow Jackets will lead it to the right side corner of the box before it's cleared out by Carnegie Mellon, and a throw-in is forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. Sydney Mudge will come back for Baldwin Wallace. Chang and Ulizzi back for Carnegie Mellon. James will handle the throw-in. 7 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second half. And Carnegie Mellon leads Baldwin Wallace by a 2-1 count. James sends it into the box with the left foot. Good pursuit by Chloe Kirsten. It's headed away from Sydney Mudge. And now it will be ruled in favor of the Tartans. And it will be a free kick coming up. As it may have grazed the arm of Sydney Mudge. It's sent over to Thea Spellmeyer. Spellmeyer up the field with the pass to Clowder. Ulizzi with it. She leaves it for Drazanovich. And it's taken up the field by Zhang. Zhang into the box, or attempts to get it into the box. It's directed out by the Yellow Jackets. Up to Genevieve Smith with a beautiful back kick with the right foot. Now she'll try to track it down. Locatelli there. She'll kick it back to the keeper, Bergen. Bergen spots it with the left foot, sends it away with the right. Up the field to Coyne. Coyne with the left foot. Sends it down the field, and it's going to be into the Carnegie Mellon bench. So a throw-in is coming up for Baldwin Wallace. Ella James will handle it. James gets it in to Beringer. Beringer has it blocked. It's taken away by the Tartans. It's a foot race toward the net. The keeper for the Jackets comes out. Kelly Carver with a diving save to her left, and she'll scoop up the loose ball. She gambled on the play, bet on herself, so to speak, and made a great save on what could have been an insurance goal this late in the game for the Tartans. Now Carnegie Mellon will send it out of play, and a throw-in will come for the Yellow Jackets as they get a couple of substitutions onto the pitch. Papp will check out. Emma Luther will check in. Genevieve Smith will check out. And coming in for Baldwin Wallace will be Delaney Mackey. Well, we have this opportunity. Want to remind you that today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Carnegie Mellon University is being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leaders since 1893. Chuck Rotuno and OE Connection LLC, your global automotive technology provider. Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics. Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event. Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company. And University Hospital's Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes. Chang with it, slips it into the middle of the field, and the lead pass redirected out by Baldwin Wallace. It's cleared out near midfield, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for Carnegie Mellon. Under 4 minutes to play in this one. Carnegie Mellon leads Baldwin Wallace by a 2-1 count. The throw-in gets to Mamoli, and now it's deflected out by Carnegie Mellon, so a throw-in forthcoming for the Yellow Jackets. And Chloe Kirsten will throw it in. She gets it in to Delaney Mackey. Mackey steps around a defender, but is called for a foul. So a free kick is forthcoming for the Tartans. Once again, today's Yellow Jacket women's soccer game is being brought to you by Barron's Bus Lines, the official charter bus company of Yellow Jacket Athletics, Mike's Bar and Grill in downtown Berea, a great place before or after any Yellow Jacket event, and Medical Mutual of Ohio, the official healthcare provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You've been enjoying this Yellow Jacket women's soccer game against Carnegie Mellon on Flow College. The Jackets with possession near midfield. Lead pass is just out of the reach of Maria D., who is sprinting down that far sideline. And now the throw in for Carnegie Mellon is directed out into the Carnegie Mellon bench by the Yellow Jackets. So a throw in once more for the Tartans is forthcoming. Sydney Mudge there for the takeaway. Now Mia Fortunis with a long lead pass down the field that's directed past the Carnegie Mellon bench by the Tartans. That was Locatelli who sent it out. Now a throw in coming up near midfield for the Yellow Jackets. It's Ella James who will throw it in. And it will be headed back toward midfield by Carnegie Mellon. Luther up the field with a pass to Kirsten. It's overrun and taken away by Momoli to Ulisi. And in the middle of the field to Drazanovic. She'll drop it back to Clowder. Clowder to Chang. Chang trying to get into the box to Ulisi. It's cleared out by Beringer. And a throw-in is coming up for Carnegie Mellon. 90 seconds left in this one. Baldwin Wallace has to hurry to try and get an equalizer. The ball goes off of one of the Tartans over the end line, so it'll result in a goal kick for Baldwin Wallace. Carver quickly spots it, drops back with the right foot. She'll send it far sideline. It's taken quickly away by the Tartans, and good pursuit down the field. Into the box they go. And a right-footed pass leads to a Ulisi shot, and it's a diving save for Carver. Carver hustles to the top of the box. She tells all of her teammates, go down the field. And she will punt it across midfield. A beautiful kick. Redirected by the Tartans. Now for Tunis trying to settle underneath it. It's headed away from her. And taken by Chang. Chang with a change of direction gets it to Ulisi. Ulisi into the box. Or rather, trying to get it into the box, trying to get around the Yellow Jackets. And she somehow keeps it in. Gets around one of the defenders, an open look, and Alexi Thompson will get a save. And now Kelly Carver diving to her left gets another save. It's kept in by the Tartans. Thompson steps in front of that one and kicks it out of the box. Now Zhang with a kick. It's redirected off of Lexi Thompson into the goal for a third tally of the night for the Tartans. And Carnegie Mellon now leads it by a 3-1 count as Zhang puts it in with just 6 seconds left in regulation to take a 3-1 lead for the Tartans. Mackey settles over it. And it's sent toward the goal by Sophie Kirsten. And that will be the end of today's contest. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets on the wrong end of a 3-1 score as Carnegie Mellon, the number 19 team in the country, posts a 2-goal victory over Baldwin Wallace, 3-1. Baldwin Wallace will next be in action next Sunday afternoon, a 4:30 p.m. start on Senior Day against the Adrian Bulldogs. And they will have a week to stew over this setback and also get preparations to face the Bulldogs out of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association. Once again, our final score today, the Carnegie Mellon University Tartans 3, the Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets 1. For everybody here at Baldwin Wallace, I'm Matt Florjancic. Thanks for tuning in to today's matchup on Flow College, and we look forward to seeing you again for next Sunday's game against the Adrian Bulldogs. Between then and now, though, we have a couple of home events coming up this week as Baldwin Wallace's volleyball team plays host to the College of Worcester Fighting Scots on Tuesday evening, and then the Baldwin Wallace University football team will play host to the University of Mount Union Purple Raiders on Saturday afternoon, and then the men's team will be home against Olivet in non-conference action on Saturday night. For everybody here at Baldwin Wallace, thanks for watching, and as always, go Jackets. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everyone.